afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Victoria Dames, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this afternoon. Well, you get to hear it again. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Victoria Dames, Provost and Vice President of Academic Affairs. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this afternoon's commencement, our sixth as the University of Holy Cross, and in the 105th year of our institution. As we begin, we ask everyone to please silence your cell phones. Now I ask that all of you, as well as those here on the platform, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Mrs. Brittany McCurdy, the university's registrar, followed by the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Please remain standing for the invocation given by Sister Anne LaCour, the congregational leader of the Marianites of Holy Cross.
Good afternoon. I bring greetings from the Marianites around the world, but more especially from the family of Holy Cross, 3,000 strong, praying for each of you this afternoon. We take a moment to call on our God of mystery. We have traveled a long road to bring us to this day. Here at this crossroads, at this way station, we pause to reflect on the road behind us and the road ahead. We thank you, O Lord our God, ruler of the universe, who has granted us life, who has assisted us, and who has helped us to reach this season and this point in the journey. As we pause, we give you thanks for this moment and the gift of life and love, for the celebration of accomplishment with family and friends, for the joy of the day and the celebration of the moment. But we also look back on the road behind us, and we give thanks to you, God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, you who brought us this far in the journey, for the learning and the growth, for the openness to new experiences, new understandings, for the friendships, the late nights, the deep conversations, and the not so deep conversations in times of joy and sorrow, triumph and defeat. We know that the way has not always been easy, at times stony, and has the road we have trod and our feet become weary. We have seen tragedy and grief, injustice and hate, but on the stony road we have found traveling companions who have borne us up, who have walked together in solidarity, who have fought for justice, who have lived out love. We have known compassion. We have affirmed our common humanity, our common journey. This is the hope that the present has brought us to. And so, in that hope, on this day, we give thanks for the road ahead, for the difference our graduates will make, for creativity that they can offer, for the gifts they will share, for the wisdom they will continue to acquire, for the passion they will bring, for the imagination they will employ, for the fearlessness with which they will face the future, and for the many challenges it will bring them, for witness they will make to justice, to peace, to an inclusive community, for the way they will change our world. And so, O God, most gracious, most merciful, who walks beside us on all these roads of our lives, we pray that all our graduates' journeys, may they continue to be beacons of hope and promise for a world waiting for them. And so let the community say, Amen. Forgot the next part. It is my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Denise Tabney, the chair of the Board of Trustees of the University of Holy Cross. Sorry, Denise.
Good afternoon. My name is Denise Tabney, and I serve as chair of the Board of Trustees for the University of Holy Cross. On behalf of myself and the entire board, I want to extend congratulations to the class of 2021. You did it. I am grateful that we have been graced with the opportunity to gather in person on this beautiful day and on this beautiful campus to celebrate your incredible achievements. The board and I have full confidence in the education and skills that you have acquired, and we know that you are ready to go out and do great things for yourselves, for each other, and in the community, living on the mission of the university and its core values in everything you do. So class of 2021, you will always have a home at the University of Holy Cross. I wish you the very best, and I know you will make us proud. And now I would like to invite Sarah Fouquet, President of the Student Government Association, to deliver our student greeting. Sarah.
Hello, fellow graduates, and congratulations. We did it. Through all the struggles of COVID and Zoom, we pushed through and made it to graduation. As we move on from this chapter in our life's journey, let us not forget our friendships and lessons we have learned while being here at the University of Holy Cross. Let us always take with us the values of excellence, respect, inclusion, integrity, and compassionate service. Through these values, we were truly educated through our hearts and our minds. I think I can speak for everyone when I say that we are truly thankful for the lessons, opportunities, and spiritual growth we were all given during our time here at the University of Holy Cross. Good luck on all your endeavors in life. God has a plan for each and every one of us. And always remember, once a part of the Holy Cross family, always a part of the Holy Cross family. So I leave you with these final words. Ave Crux Spes Unica. Hail to the cross, our only hope. Congratulations and God bless. It is now my honor to introduce our university president, Dr. Stanton McNeely.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Sarah, and congratulations to you, Sarah, as a graduate today. Before I introduce our next speaker, another University of Holy Cross graduate today, I want to take a moment, a special moment. This is a historic moment for the University of Holy Cross. Graduates, as Sarah said, in the true formation of Maronite and Holy Cross education, your hearts as well as your minds have brought you to this point. But I also want to offer my respect. My respect because your educational journey began a lot differently than it ended. And I want to say that I respect you so much for your heart carrying you to this point. To finish your education in a global pandemic is truly tremendous. It's momentous, and that is exceptional. And I ask all of us present to give our graduates a round of applause. The University of Holy Cross would not be here if it wasn't for a group of courageous women religious 105 years ago. We exist, and our mission exists, and our core values, as Sarah mentioned, exist. And we strive to live out each and every day for our students and our world because of the Marianites of Holy Cross, the founders and sponsors, and to them we give thanks. And to our Board of Trustees as well. Their leadership guides this university in so many ways. They live that mission, fulfill our core values, and without them, we would not be steering our university forward through the transformations of the 21st century. And I thank them for their leadership too. And graduates, a moment ago, I was offering my respect to you for guiding your educational journey, and especially during the pandemic. And it's also in concert with your village, right? It's definitely something that takes a village to complete the educational journey in any circumstance, and especially during these times. That's a lot of people in our lives, and it includes the faculty and staff who had to adapt to help you get to this point, to guide you with their hearts and minds to this point. Let's give our faculty and staff a round of applause too, please. And speaking of the village, how about your loved ones? Yes, indeed. Let's give them a round of applause. We say at the Holy Cross, at the University of Holy Cross, we're a family, and we are. And it's the extended family of our loved ones we definitely connect with and love and support in return. And lastly, but most importantly for today's event, I definitely want all of us to extend to our thanks and love and support and gratitude, because today's event went through a lot of twists and turns, changing federal, state, and local regulations on what we can do, what we can't do, all that good stuff. But yet, some dedicated leaders of this university, with their hearts and minds thinking of our graduates and committed to a meaningful experience for our graduates, made this magic happen, led by our university registrar, Mrs. Brittany McCurdy, Ms. Meredith Reed, and our commencement committee, and all the staff and faculty. Let's thank them as well. In a moment, we're going to confer degrees to 153 candidates for graduation. We have an outstanding historic moment here today, too. One of those individuals is our new congressman from the 2nd Congressional District in the state of Louisiana. Some of you may know that I'm an alumnus of the University of Holy Cross, and so I welcome you to the alumni ranks. And also, this is my first commencement as president of the university. It's a historic moment in so many ways. I'm blessed to be with you today. We're also blessed to be with this gentleman, who is a newly elected congressman from our district and receiving his Master of Science in Management degree from the university today. The Honorable Troy A. Carter is serving in his first term as congressman from Louisiana's 2nd District, encompassing New Orleans, West Jefferson, and the river parishes, including St. Charles, St. James, St. John the Baptist, Ascension, Assumption, Iberville, as well as portions of East Baton Rouge and West Baton Rouge parishes. Congressman Carter is the youngest of 6 children and was raised right here in Algiers. He's a product of Orleans Parish Public Schools and went on to graduate from Xavier University, earning a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Business Administration. Today, he is earning a Master of Science in Management from the University of Holy Cross. We're excited and proud to call him a fellow UHC graduate. Congressman Carter began his career in public service in 1986 as executive assistant to then Mayor Sidney Bartholomew. In 1991, Congressman Carter became the first African American to be elected to the Louisiana House of Representatives from the 102nd District in Algiers, where he served as the youngest ever floor leader representing the city of New Orleans. In 1994, Congressman Carter was elected to the New Orleans City Council, representing District C, which includes the historic French Quarter and Algiers, and became the first African American elected to the position. After a hiatus from elected office, Congressman Carter was elected to the State Senate for Louisiana's 7th District, where he served as the Senate Minority Leader for the Democratic Caucus, and once again became the first African American to be elected to the 7th Senatorial District. During his time as a legislator, Congressman Carter co-authored or co-sponsored hundreds of bills that have become law. During his time in public service, Congressman Carter has championed large-scale infrastructure projects, economic development, efforts to drastically decrease homelessness, worked as a staunch criminal justice reform advocate for women's health care, and civil rights, to name just a few. Congressman Carter is currently a member of the House Committees on Transportation and Infrastructure, as well as Small Business. Congressman Carter was overwhelmingly elected to the 2nd Congressional District in Louisiana just last month, April of 2021. It was inaugurated on Tuesday, right, sir? Congressman Carter is the proud husband to wife Brigadier General Anna Carter of the United States Army, and proud father to 2 sons, Troy Jr. and Joshua Carter. They live here on the West Bank of New Orleans, where Congressman Carter was born and raised. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a dear friend to this university, a dear friend in so many ways, our very own University of Holy Cross graduate and our Congressman, Troy A. Carter.
Good afternoon, everyone. To God be the glory for the things that he has done. It is indeed a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to address you briefly today. Giving great respect to the president of this great university, Dr. Stanton McNeely, the board of directors, faculty and staff, and all of you. This is a university that cares, a university from the top down and the bottom up, cares about its students, cares about its faculty, cares about its community. This university that is perfectly situated on the West Bank of New Orleans, a diamond in the rough, an incredible university that does so much more than just prepare individuals academically. The University of Holy Cross is a part of this community with its social performance, with its assistance to the community. Rather, it's helping with income tax returns or issues of mental health, issues of coping after COVID or after hurricanes. See, it's one thing to just come to work, get a check, and go home. The people at this university are a part of this community. Give them a big, big round of applause. The faculty and the staff are so available, so caring, so loving. I could not be more grateful and more honored to have been touched by the faculty and staff and my incredible study mates that we all propped each other up. You know, none of us signed up for this knowing that COVID was coming. I certainly didn't sign up for this knowing that I'd have a congressional race coming. But God saw us through. And as I stand today to you outstanding graduates, you are the best, you are the brightest, you were prepared, and now comes a responsibility. To whom much is given, much is required. Give back, stay in touch, love this university, contribute to your alumni association, prop this wonderful school up, and prop your community up. I leave you with 3 challenges. Love more than you're loved, give more than you were given, share more than was shared with you. To whom much is given, much is required. Push. Pray until something happens. Push. Pray until something happens. Remember that acronym. God bless you all and congratulations.
So the congressman, of course, has a new office in Washington, D.C. And we're going to give him something to hang in that office. University of Holy Cross pen and frame for him. Thank you, Congressman. Congratulations. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker. I have to say, another dear friend of both the University of Holy Cross and personally. I'm glad she answered the call. Thank you, Dr. Houston. Dr. Raynell Billiot Houston, Executive Director of Faith Formation, Superintendent of Catholic Schools for the Archdiocese of New Orleans. Dr. Houston is the first African American to serve as Superintendent of Catholic Schools in the Archdiocese of New Orleans. She earned a bachelor's degree in elementary education and a master's degree in curriculum and instruction from Louisiana State University. With the goal of becoming a college professor, she decided to pursue a PhD in curriculum and instruction from the University of New Orleans. Most recently, Dr. Houston earned an MBA from Southern New Hampshire University. Dr. Houston began her tenure as Superintendent of Catholic Schools on July 1, 2017, and recently accepted the role of Executive Director of Faith Formation. Dr. Houston joined the Archdiocese of New Orleans in 2012 as an Associate Superintendent with Curriculum and Instruction, Student Assessment, Professional Development for Teachers and School Leaders, and school choice programs like the Louisiana Scholarship Program, the Tuition Donation Tax Credit Program, and the School Choice Program for students with exceptionalities. Under the leadership of Most Reverend Archbishop Gregory Amond, Dr. Houston and her team are also working diligently to strengthen and expand Catholic school programs to meet the needs of diverse and exceptional learners. Before joining the administrative offices of the Archdiocese of New Orleans, Dr. Houston serves as an instructor at Southeastern Louisiana University and right here as an assistant professor at the University of Holy Cross. She is timeless and ageless. I had hair at the time when we were working together. That's when we first met. And now we're back home, huh, Raynell? Dr. Houston started her career as an elementary and middle school teacher, serving in East Baton Rouge, Caddo, and Plaquemines parishes. On a personal note, Raynell and her husband Leon celebrated their 25th wedding anniversary this summer, and they are proud parents of 3 daughters, Adrian, Andrea, and Raylyn. Dr. Houston has received various community awards, served on several boards and committees, and is a proud member of St. Joseph the Worker Catholic Church. Please welcome home Dr. Raynell Houston. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here with you today, and it is so good to be home. I'd like to take a moment to thank Dr. Stanton McNeely. Yes, he had hair once upon a time. We've been friends and known each other for over 20 years now. Thank you to the Board of Trustees for the invitation to be here with you today. I am so happy to celebrate our graduates. As Dr. McNeely so eloquently stated, I am blessed to serve as Superintendent of Catholic Schools and Executive Director of Faith Formation here in the Archdiocese. And that title is a mouthful. People usually ask me, what does that mean? And I say, it means I work for Jesus. It also means that I do the work of 3 people and I get paid for 1. But it's all good because I am hopefully earning my eternal reward and not caught up in this worldly stuff. Before I address the graduates, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to all who have supported them in their journey. I'd like to thank the faculty, staff, and administration of the University of Holy Cross. You pivoted very quickly over a year ago on March 13th, Friday, March 13th, if you will, when we were forced to shut our doors. You were available. You shifted your teaching methodologies to accommodate the pandemic and our students and all that they were going through with their families. I sincerely appreciate your work in ministry and serving the extraordinary people here in our community. I would also like to give a huge shout out to all of the parents, guardians, family, friends who supported the graduates as well. Thank you for encouraging them and for pouring into them every single day. Without your support, today would not be possible. And to the graduates, on behalf of the Most Reverend Archbishop Gregory M. Amon and members of the Department of Catholic Education and Faith Formation, I congratulate each of you for your achievements and your accomplishments. You have many choices when it comes to post-secondary education, but there's only one place that you can receive faith formation and academic preparation in the Catholic tradition. I am grateful that you chose a place where hearts and minds are formed and students are prepared for success in this life and for eternal life with our Father. Thank you for having faith in us and in Catholic education. I pray that we have served you well. Well, graduates, it was all worth it. You did it. Congratulations. All of the late nights, the studying, the papers, the text groups with your colleagues and friends, your best friends, for probably the duration of your program. It was all worth it. Your sacrifices and your hard work have paid off. Each of you are graduating with honors today. Some of you cum laude, some of you magna cum laude, and some of you summa cum laude. Others, thank you, Lordy, that I made it. For some, this journey was just a few years. For others, it was a few more. And for some of us, well, it might have taken a little longer, but that's okay, because regardless of how long it's taken you to get here, regardless of the obstacles that you faced, you persevered, and you are here today. In the midst of a global pandemic and the social unrest in our country, you persevered. That speaks volumes about you and your commitment. Jeremiah 29:11 reads, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." She knows that verse. I saw that hand. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. As you move forward into the next part of your life's journey, remember these words from the prophet Jeremiah. Build your future on a solid foundation. When a contractor is building a house, one of the first things that they do is they lay the foundation. After laying the foundation with the proper materials, the foundation must set for a while. Building doesn't take place immediately, because if it did, what would happen? You would run the risk of compromising or cracking that foundation. You run the risk of instability. If the foundation is not set properly, the entire structure will be compromised. You have laid the proper foundation here at the University of Holy Cross. I am from Boothville, Venice. I'm a country girl. Anybody know where that is? Yes, it's south of here, Highway 23, the beginning of the world, not the end, as some people would say. During Hurricane Katrina, many in my community lost everything, lost their homes. My husband's grandmother's house was built on a more solid foundation, built to withstand hurricanes and storms, built after Camille and Betsy. The home was built not of typical 2x4s, but of 2x6s. And it was on pilings about 10 feet off the ground. Still, after Katrina, the house received 4 feet of water, and the roof was significantly damaged. However, because of the foundation, the house still stands. We were able to make repairs, we were able to preserve it, and it is still standing today for our family. How do we build a future on a solid foundation? Colossians 3:2 states, "Set your minds on things above, not on things of the earth." I'm going to read that again. Colossians 3:2 says, "Set your minds on things above, not on things of this earth." So when Stanton called me and asked me to be the commencement speaker, I have to say, at first I was terrified, I was excited, and then I went to Google. And I Googled best graduation speeches ever. Google's my best friend. And one of the first speeches that came up was Denzel Washington addressing the University of Pennsylvania. I love Denzel Washington. He is a handsome man. I am married, and I've been married for 25 years, and I'm happily married, but Denzel is still a handsome man. In his speech to that graduating class a few years ago, he stated, "You never see a U-Haul behind a hearse." You never see a U-Haul behind a hearse. His point was that we should not focus on accumulating things of this world because you can't take it with you. Instead, one has to make up their mind or set their minds on things above. Does that mean that we don't worry about earthly things? No. It means that our purpose, our motivation, and our goals should include striving to do what is just, what is good, and what is right, and that we should give generously of our time, our talent, and our treasures. Give generously of our gifts. We see a lot of people with nice houses and what appears to be nice lives and successful lives, and we admire that, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, we don't know the foundation on which their homes or their lives are built. Build your future on a solid foundation. In order to establish that foundation, we have to stay connected to God, for He is the source of all things. You know what this is, right? That's an iPhone. This is like a lifeline to most people these days. I actually have two phones. This is my work phone. I have a personal phone that's in Stanton's office, and it's dead right now, so it's useless to me. But this is my lifeline. These devices allow us to do so much, and again, I feel lost without it. Apple did a marvelous job when they invented and created this device. Again, when it's charged, it is amazing. When it's dead, it's useless. I travel with a cord and a brick, you know, the charger, because God forbid my phone dies and I'm stuck. If I forget to bring my charger, you'll see me around the chancery going into people's offices. Do you have a cord? Do you have a cord? Trying to find a charger. Imagine we are those cell phones. What else do we need to charge our phones besides a cord? We need an outlet, right? Or electricity. God would be our electricity. He's the source, the power. How do we stay connected or in a relationship with God? Through the cord, which is prayer. If you're not in the habit of daily prayer or meditation or reflection, I encourage you to do so. Matthew Kelly suggests spending at least 10 minutes a day in the classroom of silence by breaking open the Word in Scripture and spending time reflecting, meditating, or in conversation with the Lord. Romans chapter 12, verse 2 says, "Do not conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what is God's will, His good and perfect will for your lives." Prayer time is important to me. I start my day with prayer every day. If I don't start my day with prayer, guess what? At some point, I end up in my office with my door locked, on my knees, because my day has gone to hell in a handbasket. Funny story, Stanton. When I was here at Holy Cross, Judy Moranti hired me. I was a baby. She had, I don't know, she was crazy. She hired me. I was a young one. Just started my doctoral program, and it was my first day of teaching classes here, and I was terrified. Closed my door to my office. I got on my knees, and I said, "God, I am not ready today. I need like one more day to prepare for this. I am not ready." I got off my knees. My phone rang in my office, and it was a call from Academic Affairs. "We have to close the building for the day because we have low water pressure, so we're sending everybody home." And I was like, "Thank you, Jesus." Whew, He answered my prayers. Praise the Lord. As you can imagine, my job now is extremely challenging, yet I must remember that God is always working on my behalf, even when I don't see it. One of my favorite scriptures posted on my prayer board at home is Romans 8:28, and we know that for those who love God, all things work together for their good, for those who are called according to his purpose. If I have a problem with my iPhone, I make an appointment with the manufacturer, with the Apple Store, and I bring my device to them to assess it and to fix it. Well, God is my manufacturer, because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in his image. And each day, spending time with him feeds me and fixes me so that I can continue to do his work. For before I formed you in the womb, I knew you, and before you were born, I consecrated you. Jeremiah reminds us. In life, we will face many obstacles and challenges and storms and what some people might perceive as failures. But it is in those moments that we have the greatest opportunities to grow and learn. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Be open to God's will. I didn't aspire to be superintendent of schools or director of faith formation. All I wanted to do was teach. I wanted to teach first grade. I wanted to teach middle school. I wanted to teach at the college. That's all I aspired to do. But God called me to something else, to something more. And I came kicking and screaming, but I came because it was his will for me. I was here at the University of Holy Cross teaching. I'd been here 12 years. This is my family. I lost my mother when I was here. I adopted my girls when we were here. They grew up here. What else did I do? I graduated with my doctorate while I was here. I'm referencing Dr. Sullivan. She's my good friend here. And so I didn't aspire to leave this place. I would have retired from here. But God orchestrated circumstances in my life that caused me to go to Southeastern. And I enjoyed my year there. And while I was there, I got a phone call from a former colleague asking if I was interested in applying to become an associate superintendent in the Department of Catholic Schools. And I said, absolutely not. I don't want to be an administrator. I just want to teach. And after a little coursing, I said, let me just go ahead and apply and see what happens. And I got the job. After 6 years of serving as an associate superintendent, my predecessor came to my office every day for a month telling me that I should apply for the superintendent's position. And I said, absolutely not. That is not what I want to do. I see what you go through every day. I don't want that job. And she said to me, this is not about you. This is bigger than you. Prayerfully discern what God is calling you to. And so with an open mind and an open heart, I did. And here I am today. Again, this is not what I aspired to do, but what God has called me to do. And I'm so blessed to be in this position at this point in my life, serving my church and my community. I lead a team of almost 20 people in the Department of Catholic Education. I lead over 3,000 school employees serving in the Ministry of Catholic Education, forming hearts and minds. I'm charged with caring for over 33,000 children, students in Catholic schools, preparing them for success in this world and eternal life in the next. I'm charged with supporting faith formation in over 100 parishes in the Archdiocese of New Orleans, forming saints of God. Not bad for a little girl from Boothville, Venice, from very humble beginnings. I'm beyond grateful to God for choosing me, and I strive to be like Mary, our mother, to be the handmaid of the Lord. I will always say yes to his will, and I pray that you will also. I'd like to leave you with one of my favorite scriptures, Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Graduates, I pray that each of you will continue to let your light shine in all that you do to glorify God. Congratulations. May God bless you and keep you, and may his favor always rest upon you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Houston. Welcome home. And this is for you as well.
We have now reached the wonderful moment when the faculty present to our president, Dr. Stanton McNeely, as well as to the Board of Trustees, our 2021 graduates. Would the candidates for graduation please stand? Dr. McNeely, these candidates have successfully completed the courses of study prescribed by the Department of Education of the state of Louisiana and by the University of Holy Cross. I certify their eligibility as members of the class of 2021 and ask you to confer upon them their respective degrees, investing them with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
By virtue of the power invested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Holy Cross, and speaking on behalf of all university officials, I accept these candidates and bestow on them the aforementioned degrees with all of the rights and privileges thereof. Dr. Michael LaBranche, Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, will begin the presentation of candidates for graduation.
We are indeed privileged to honor our graduates by presenting them with their degrees in the order of their degree levels, beginning with the doctoral programs. It is requested that our guests refrain from applauding during the awarding of degrees so that each graduate and his or her family may hear the graduate's name when it is called. Additional awards being received will be announced as the graduates' names are called. Upon the conclusion of the presentations, we will ask you to applaud the graduates en masse in recognition of their academic achievements. I ask that the formal presentation of candidates for graduation begin. We will be hooding our doctoral graduates according to their respective college affiliation. We begin with the College of Counseling, Education, and Business. Dr. McNeely, I present the following Doctor of Philosophy graduates from the Counselor Education and Supervision Program. Alexander Thomas Becknell.
There we go.
Carol Touton Benoit. Cassandra Monique Chambers. Rhea Brianne Cooper. Detrice Monique Green, the Outstanding Doctoral Student in Counselor Education and Supervision Award. Vicky Gilbo. Angèle Louise Gillian. Trinice Harris Lawson. Tiffany Polite Henderson. Sophia Noel Jones. Princess Lakima Marie Landcloss. Ashley G. Listrap. Dominique Monchel Louis Lemier. James Morgan McGinn. Joseph W. Pistorius. Lisa Michelle Surrency. Dr. McNeely, I present the following Doctor of Education graduates from the Executive Leadership Program. Anita Dupre Althans. Mary Faith Davis. Catherine Benson Fitzpatrick. Rolanda Smith Green, the Dr. Gerald DeLuca Outstanding Student in Executive Leadership Award. Monique Javon Handy. Kathleen Ann LaFrance. Randy Renee Robarts. Joshua Jamal Washington. It is now my pleasure to present master's level graduates from the College of Counseling, Education, and Business and the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Dr. McNeely, I present the graduate candidates from the Department of Counseling and Behavioral Sciences. Master of Arts in Counseling, Clinical, Mental Health Counseling. Paisley C. Balthazar. The father, Thomas E. Chambers, PhD, CSC, Outstanding Graduate Student in Clinical Mental Health Counseling Award. Chelsea Denisha Blanchard. Charles Lewis Berg, the father, Thomas E. Chambers, PhD, CSC, Outstanding Graduate Student in Clinical Mental Health Counseling Award. Ebony A. Clifton. Arnell Hamilton. Chantel A. Hunter. Amber Marie Parks, the Sister Teresa Doripo, RSM, Outstanding Student in Social Counseling. Brittany Parlapiano Powell. Concurrently receiving BS Social Counseling. Justin Kenneth Reedy. Nolan Story. Eleanor Marie Sweeney. Rachel Nicole Teachworth. Jessica Gabriella Tragle. Jaquel Marie Warren. Dewana Ann Wiltz. Okay. Master of Arts in Counseling, Marriage, Couple, and Family Counseling, Taylor Ann Ford, concurrently receiving BS Social Counseling. Jasmine Francis, the George Hay Outstanding Graduate Student in Marriage, Couple, and Family Counseling Award. Nicole Michelle Honore. Master of Arts in Counseling, School Counseling, Samantha S. Chambers. Master of Education in Educational Leadership, Demetrius Hammer. Caitlin Mary Huff. Amber Lyons. Jasmine Eva Pansy. Joshua Walter Brian Russell, the Dr. Miles Sagers Outstanding Graduate Student in Educational Leadership Award. Lauren Elizabeth Termini. Jennifer Mackey Ulmer. Hannah Morgan Vaughn. Master of Education in Teaching and Learning, Jumana Osmana Al-Basisi. Ashley Nicole Blackwell. Jessica Christine Chatelaine. Shannon Crandall. Rebecca Ann Norman. Laura Ashley Powell. Wayne J. Scheck-Snyder, Jr. Hi. Jessica George Schwab, the Sister Helen Fontenot, MSc, Outstanding Graduate Student in Teaching and Learning Award. Stephanie Tara Isles Sylvie. Shakari Kiara Washington. Dr. McNeely, I present the graduate candidates from the Business Department. Master of Science in Management, Chanel Pierre Blandon. Anibal Rosales Bush. Troy A. Carter Sr. Kawana S. Davis. Leslie Tania Johnson. Kelly Thompson. Dr. McNeely, I present the graduate candidates from the Department of Theology, Master of Arts in Catholic Theology. Gabriel Jonathan Buras. Kathy Jean Ploshai. Dr. McNeely, I present the graduate candidates from the Department of Biological and Physical Sciences, the Master of Science in Biomedical Sciences. Michelle Omatha. Amna R. Atala. Jasmine Collins. Astrid Carolina Martinez. Natalie G. Palacio. Now, will the graduates of undergraduate programs in the College of Counseling, Education, and Business please come forward as your names are called. Dr. McNeely, I present the undergraduate candidates from the Department of Counseling and Behavioral Sciences, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Christina Isabella Alvarenga. Nazira Amigo, the Dr. Darrell Donaldson Outstanding Student in Psychology Award, magna cum laude. Mason Anthony Simo, cum laude. Gabrielle Monique Davis. Bachelor of Science in Social Counseling. Nope. In Elementary Education. Summer Lorraine Bergeron. Carolyn Elizabeth Dell. Christopher Alton Hepting. Vanessa Lucero, The Sister Bernadine Hill, MSc, Outstanding Student in Elementary Education Award.
This is the one and only accounting that needs our business.
Bachelor of Science in Accounting. Taya Takia Hill. Sorry. Oops.
And the business admin.
Ariana Foley Dowell, BS Business Administration. Cole Patrick Doyle. Elisa Davalier Dupree. Bachelor of Science Biology. Ashley Elizabeth Burkle. Kiana Dominique Blackmore. Holly Elizabeth Queso. Raifa Abdul Rahman Hamad, summa cum laude. Ansam J. I said, summa cum laude. Dana Maruf Khatum, summa cum laude. Taylor Nicole LeBlanc. Katharina Kim Ton Win Hong. Kaylin Michelle Stravinsky. Katie L. Whittington. Dr. McNeely, I present the undergraduate candidates from the Department of Humanities and the Department of History, Social Sciences, and Mathematics. Bachelor of Arts in English, Jasmine Marie Ezeb. The Sister Rose Elizabeth Brown, MSc, Award for Outstanding Student in English. Bachelor of Arts in History, Kyle Everett Midkiff. Bachelor of Science, Liberal Arts, Katie Manette Townsend. Bachelor of Arts, Social Sciences, Clint Edward Pineda, Jr. Bachelor of Arts, Theology, Sarah Elizabeth Fouquet, the Father Basil Moreau University Service Award, magna cum laude. Melina Deshawn Glanton, Bachelor of Science, Neurodiagnostic Technology, the Outstanding Clinical Student in Neurodiagnostic Technology Award. Where's this? Please congratulate the recipients of the degrees from the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. Would all of the graduates please stand? If you have not done so, please move your tassels from the right to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present you the class of 2021, the University of Holy Cross. Graduates, please be seated. I would now like to introduce Matthew Picard, class of 2017 and Director of Alumni and Parent Relations, who will welcome the new graduates to the Alumni Association.
Congratulations to the class of 2021. You did it! You're here! Just a couple of brief comments before we recite the alumni oath. You are now alumni. One message that I would like to convey is never forget the friends that you made here at Holy Cross. Never forget the professors that helped you along the way. Never forget the assignments that took hours and agony, and never forget the COVID semester or semesters. But most importantly, never forget the University of Holy Cross. Graduates, please join me in reciting the alumni oath as printed on the last page of your programs. It's the very last page. The alumni oath. I, Matt Picard, a graduate of the University of Holy Cross, do hereby pledge allegiance to the UHC Alumni Association. I promise to remain a servant leader, to be loyal in my support of its programs, to maintain its traditions, and to defend its honor in the community. I vow to exemplify truth, beauty, and goodness as I strive to inspire others to acknowledge their dreams. Now would everyone please stand for the singing of the Alma Mater by Will Luton, accompanied on the violin by Mr. Francis Scully, Assistant Professor of Music.
Holy Cross, our Mother, tender, strong, and true, proudly in the heavens gleams thy cross's hue. Glory's mantle cloaks thee, golden is thy name, and our hearts love thy cross of fame, and our hearts forever praise thy glorious name.
I know this one works. Graduates, you are Holy Cross. You are shining lights in an ever-changing world. Go forth, shine the light, and make for a better world. Congratulations to you. Celebrate this day, and always lead with your heart. God bless you. Thank you.
flag.